Hi everyone, I'm Elise and you're watching Alice in Wonderland. And probably when you're going to Curacao, the biggest thing that you want to do is just lay on the beach and relax and totally become stress-free from everything that you need to do in your day-to-day life. That's what Curacao is all about. Just chill, laid back, relaxing, fun vacation, right? Sounds good? Alright, let's get into the video because I'm breaking down the top 10 most beautiful beaches of Curacao. Here we go. Alice in Wonderland, traveling the world to find the right information for your next destination. It's finally happening. You're going to Curacao, the island with the never-ending, wide, gorgeous sand beaches with palm trees. Well, I'm sorry that I'm going to be the one that has to break it to you, but unfortunately, Curacao does not have that. I had to learn about that the hard way. It crushed my dreams because I figured this out when I actually arrived on the island. But because I figured that every island would be surrounded by beaches, right? When land meets ocean, there's sand in between, right? Does that not make sense? Well, I was wrong because most of Curacao is surrounded by rocks, so it has rock cliffs that drop into the ocean, which is really nice, but unfortunately not as enjoyable as a beach. They're just short beaches and they're mostly more like lagoons, so it's a moon-shaped beach in between like rock walls. So altogether there's like about 40 beaches. Most of the beaches on Curacao are actually handmade by humans, so they're fake. But that does not make them less enjoyable, luckily. So the beaches that are closest to Willemstad actually have more facilities. So there will be restaurants there and showers and restrooms and even shops. But those are also the most touristy beaches, so there it will be very crowded. So when you go further to the west, those are also the more prettier beaches, I would say, because those are the natural beaches that are not made. But there's a lot less facilities there. So some of them don't even have a changing room or a restroom or shower. So take that in consideration, and I will tell you all that information in my top 10 so that you know what you need to prepare for. There's a lot of beaches that kind of look alike, so I try to put as much variation in my top 10 as possible so you can pick what you like best. I hope you enjoy it. Alright, let's break it down. At number 10 I put Daiboy. Daiboy is a really pretty beach. It's really cheap. The entry is free. You end up paying 10 guilders for the beach bed if you would like one, and actually when you put it back yourself they will give you 5 guilders back, so you end up paying 5 guilders in total if you do that, which is kind of nice and it saves them a lot of work. It's actually a pretty smart way of arranging it, I would say. There's one small restaurant which will sell fries and some Dutch snacks, deep fried meat and stuff, which is yummy, and you eat your fries with mayonnaise the Dutch way. If you want to check that out, it's fun. There's a shower which will cost you 25 cents. It's one of the less visited beaches, so it's actually not that crowded, which is really nice. So if you just want a relaxing afternoon or chill, that is definitely a beach that I would recommend. There's not a lot of facilities, but there's just enough, I would say. There is a bathroom. Daiboy is actually really popular by the locals, so you will see a lot of locals there. They are usually like barbecuing and playing some music. So if you want to meet some locals,
that's the place to go to.
At number 9, I put character, just I'm not sure how you would pronounce it, but in Dutch you say karakter, which is actually not really a beach. That's why I put it at number 9, but I feel like it's worth mentioning because it's really, really nice. It's pretty small. You can definitely notice that it's handmade. It's actually a wall. There's no sand that enters into the water. There's a step that you can walk down on to enter the water. Yeah, the facilities are really nice. There's actually an upstairs where there's a hotel and a pool, but you need to pay for that. And there's a lot of there's nice tables. There's a really nice restaurant. They have games that you can just grab and you can play a game on the beach. Yeah, there is a bathroom. There's showers. The shower is free, and the bathroom is free as well.
Entry is free, and actually everything's free except they do expect you to buy something at the restaurant, so that's how they kind of make up for that. You're not allowed to take any food or drinks yourself, so you just need to go buy some at the restaurant, but the food there is really good, so honestly that's worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely fun, especially when you go in the evening. They put candles out and torches, which is really cozy and nice. So, yeah, definitely recommend going there as well. But you can definitely tell that it's handmade and it's not an actual beach, so that's why I put it on number 9. All right, let's get to number 8. Then, next on the list
is Eunseo Beach, and Eunseo Beach is a very, very popular beach. And because it's not that big a beach, it's usually very crowded. They provide you with a lot of activities, which is really fun. You can go play beach tennis or volleyball, and during the week in the evenings, they also do a lot of activities and events. So on Saturday, you can go party. There's a beach party on Saturday, and on Wednesday there's also some live music, which is really fun to go to. They put out a bonfire and it's really cool, and yeah, just the vibe is really, really chill. They actually have a website which they put all their events on.
Eunseo Beach and also Mumbo Beach is worth mentioning as well, are the beaches with the most facilities. Mumbo Beach I did not put in my top 10, and this is mostly because the beach itself is pretty, but you can definitely see that it is handmade, and the water is just, there's not a lot of room to swim because they put rocks into the water, which makes sense because it's to keep away the waves, because Mumbo Beach is actually not in a lagoon. It's a pretty long beach, but definitely go to Mumbo Beach. That's why I'm mentioning it, because the boulevard is really nice and it's just fun to be there. There's a lot of clubs and restaurants, and it's fun to shop there as well, even though it's a little bit expensive. Back to Eunseo Beach. There's actually a couple of restaurants there and a couple of bars, and you end up paying $6 for entry, and the beds actually depend on which area you end up staying, because Eunseo Beach is split up. For example, you have Zanzibar Beach, but you also have Zest Beach, and part of it is Coco's Beach. So depending on which area you end up laying down and getting a bed, that's like how much money you pay.
There's no lifeguards on Curacao, at least they're not on the beaches, but they do circle around with small planes, and you might actually see those when you're on Eunseo Beach because they fly right over, which is kind of cool.
So definitely recommend going to Eunseo Beach.
Okay, number 7.
And number 7 is Casabao. And Casabao is a little bit further west. It's one of the biggest beaches and it's really gorgeous. When you take your car there, it's quite a drive, and you end up paying $12.50 to park your car, and that's also immediately your entry. And to rent the beach bed, it costs 5 guilders, and that also gives you 1 free shower. So that's nice. There's 1 bar there. There is Wi-Fi there. Also, it's very fun to just take a dive and go snorkeling, because every beach has a lot of fish that are worth seeing, and it's just very fun and enjoyable. I think it was Casabao Beach. I end up seeing this plankton, which was fun. And also, when you go to Casabao, we ended up staying, and you look to the ocean all the way to the left, and there's actually a lot of rocks there. And all the way at the end of the day, I walked further to the right, and there's actually a lot of pretty sand. So if you just want to have nice sand, go more to the right. Number 6 is Kokomo. And Kokomo is a really pretty beach. It has free entry, and you end up paying 750 guilders for a beach bed. There is free Wi-Fi there. There is a restaurant and there is a bar. There's a bathroom and a shower, and for the shower you end up paying 50 cents. The bathroom is free. There are chickens walking on the beach. They actually had little chicks when we were there. And the fun thing is there is a raft there in the ocean, and there actually is a swing set as well, which is very fun. During the weekend it can be very crowded, so you kind of have to wait your turn for the swing. Very big a challenge to even get on the swing, as you see me trying and failing. Man, I bumped my chin so hard, like I bit my tongue and it was bleeding, and actually my chin was open as well. So let me show you how it's done. And the water is very deep, and there's a rocky bottom, no sand, so be careful. When you enter the water, the stairs are really slippery, so be careful there as well. If you have water shoes, definitely recommend bringing those. Actually, bring those to every beach that you go to, because there's just a lot of rocks and coral as well. I did it without water shoes, so you can. I actually never hit my toes as many times as I did on Curacao, like legit my entire life. Next is number 5, and on number 5 I put Playa Lagoon. Playa Lagoon is really pretty. It's very famous because it has cliff top restaurant, which is really fun. You have to walk up the stairs, which stink. Like, I do not know where that smell comes from, but it smells really, really bad. Just hold your breath, walk up the stairs, and you get a gorgeous view of the beach, and you can eat at the restaurant. The beach itself is really, really small, and Playa Lagoon was actually not that crowded, so it is a really small beach though, so it does not take a lot of people to get really crowded, but when we were there, it was pretty okay. Entry is free. Beds cost $7.50. There is Wi-Fi there. There's a restaurant there, like I said, on the top, and a bathroom as well. But there's no shower there. The lagoon is really deep. And actually I end up seeing a baby turtle while I was swimming there. When you go snorkeling, definitely do it. Every beach has beautiful fish. And when you buy a snorkel set, don't do it at a beach. Just buy it at a grocery store, because they will sell them there as well, and it's so much cheaper. You will save a ton of money. So yeah, and I will actually put out another video that tells you everything about snorkeling and the most pretty places that I found to snorkel. So, alright, that was Playa Lagoon. Next on the list is number 4, and that's Blue Bay. Blue Bay is gorgeous. It is also one of the more popular beaches. It's a little closer to Willemstad. When you pay your entry, you actually end up paying 15 guilders, and that just includes a bed. There is free Wi-Fi there. There are 2 restaurants, and you can shower, and there's a bathroom. And it can be pretty crowded there though. On Blue Bay you will actually find a lot of iguanas that walk on the beach, so if you enjoy that, then please go there. If you do not enjoy that, please be warned. Yeah, it's kind of fun to just see them walk around. Just a fun fact about Blue Bay. You have to drive through the neighborhood, so you will actually have to pass a guard. Just tell them that you're going to the beach. It's like everybody does it, so they will just let you in. On number 3 I put Porto Marie, and Porto Marie is actually known because there's pigs on the beach, but
don't get your hopes up too high though, because there is only 2 pigs that live there. The pigs that come to the beach are actually not always there because they live close by. Like, they're supposedly wild pigs, but because people kept feeding them on the beach, they kind of got used to people and they come to the beach more often. But when I was there, we actually didn't get to see them, so there is a chance that you don't get to see them at all. Especially don't expect there to be 100 pigs with like little piglets running around. It's just 2 pigs, Willie and Woody. that kind of come around on that beach, which is still definitely fun. So if you get the chance, definitely go to Porto Marie.
But other than the pigs being there or not, the beach itself is really pretty as well. It's really long. The entry of the beach is 5 guilders, and you end up paying 6 guilders for a bed. There is free Wi-Fi there. There's one restaurant. There is a shower and a restroom. And because it's that big, it doesn't feel as crowded. There can still be a lot of people there because it is a very popular beach. Number 2 might actually come as a surprise. It's kind of a random one maybe for some of you, but I actually put Playa Lagoon on number 2 because I loved being there, because it is right next to Playa Grande, and Playa Grande is the place where you can swim with sea turtles. I will explain a lot more about that in my next video, which will be about the most gorgeous snorkel places. So keep an eye out for that one. The Playa Grande is not really a beach area. You don't really stay there an entire day. So actually like 2 minutes down the road, you get to Playa Lagoon, which like came as such a surprise as being such a gorgeous beach. It's kind of off the beaten path. It's not really known all that well, but I loved it there. It's very rocky. There's only a couple of beds, so you might end up not having a bed, but you can just put a towel down and lay on the beach. Yeah, you kind of have to walk through a path before you get there, and you pass the restaurant on your way down. The entry is free, the beds are free. There's one restaurant, but it's expensive, so that was kind of unfortunate. There is a restroom, but it closes when the restaurant closes, so be aware of that. And all the way on the right side, you can actually climb up the staircase next to the wall, and there's a huge hotel there with a pool, which you are not allowed to swim in, and a shower that you're also not allowed to use. So, but it's worth mentioning, I guess. Why I'm mentioning the showers actually is because it's really nice to just rinse off the salt water when you get out of the ocean. Yeah, because otherwise the salt will get really sticky and get your skin really dry. So bring a lot of moisturizer as well, because my skin got really dry when I was in Curacao. At Playa Lagoon, there is no Wi-Fi, but at the hotel there actually is Wi-Fi. Alright, number 1, are you guys ready? It's gonna be not that big a surprise because you might have already noticed that it wasn't, that I have not yet mentioned this one, but on my number 1 is the Photic Tip, of course, because this is probably the most famous beach and it is the number 1 chosen beach. It is gorgeous. Like, I was convinced that nothing could top Playa Lagoon because I loved it there, but like a week after I went to Photic Tip and it was just beautiful. So definitely go there as well. It is a bigger beach. Yeah, there's not a lot of facilities there. There's no changing room. There is sort of one restaurant. There is a bathroom as well, but it costs a guilder every time you use it. Same goes for the shower, also 1 guilder, which is pretty expensive. Entry is free though. You end up paying $7.50, but when you are a local or if you work on Curacao and you show them your certificate that you work there, you end up paying 5 guilders, so that saves you a little bit of money. There's no Wi-Fi there. It is pretty busy and pretty crowded because it's such a popular beach. Alright, but that was my top 10. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to know if you feel like I've missed one that you feel like should have been in my top 10. Please let me know in the comments below if you agreed with my list or if you disagree with my list, and if you are excited to visit one of those beaches that I showed you. Yeah, just let me know. I am excited to see you again next week, and enjoy. Total relax, calm Curacao. I hope you love it. Enjoy your stay. Alright, I think that's it. So there's only one thing left to say, and that's love always, adventure often. Alright, bye guys.